Okay. Good evening. Starting my midweek review off with the DXY. Now, DXY we can still see we have this high at the top that we have kind of near missed now. Did tap into this area, but we can see here we haven't really been selling off with the most progressive price action. If anything, this kind of looks like a more of a sort of messy running channel to break out, break this high, and then eventually move into these highs, potentially into this daily hook point over here. But what can we see on the lower time frame? We can see that price has started to give us this potential flatter flag. So it's probably a bit more visible on the 1 hour where we can see, there's an element of this flat flag. Not the greatest middle section, it's more of a skinnier middle section, but you can see that this does make sense. The lack of an impulse that it's come from, there isn't really an impulse. But again, you would be waiting, you wouldn't be risk entering this on like euro dollar or anything like that. I think you'd be waiting for the reduced risk entry as a sign. But again, because of this move up, and this is kind of like your direct move, even though it is made up of these it's got this larger correction in it. That's your direct move. This is your pullback to continue that move up to eventually take out that high. And if we measure from top to bottom of that, and let's say this bottom here, like we do supersede that area, so that would make sense and kind of drive us into that hook point on the left hand side as well. Wow. So DXY is looking decent. So if I go down to the 15-minute now, and let's just use that trend line. So if we did see price, let's just put in that. So yeah, it's so tight, so close. If we did just see price drop down, maybe you get a little pushback there, and then underneath here we get a continuation. I think that's a sign from the market, especially if you get like a sort of strong 4-hour turnaround in that area, and then you get your 15-minute flag below like this corrective consolidation here. I think it's a little bit, that's a sign from the market for you to be able to enter in for the short on the DXY, long for euro dollar. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking for on DXY, or potentially, given the momentum, just a very obvious, clear breakout. So I've just noted if we remove that, and I wonder if we did start to see something like this, would that entice me? Because we got the momentum there. It looks like this could be the potential breakout of this larger running channel. And this actually then ends up sort of becoming your middle section to move higher like that into that area. That looks very nice actually. But obviously, the only problem you have here is this is below that low. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like on the euro dollar. But as for now, moving on to Aussie Kiwi. Aussie Kiwi I think looks really, really, really nice. Yep, we have near missed this area, but what was key for me at the start of the week was we had these 3 bearish weekly candles, which was really, really nice, and that's the main reason I put this on watch, and the fact that at the start of the week, if we go to the 4-hour, we were trading around here, so we were trading well below this low. And what have we done now? All prices done. It spiked up to so we can see we've got this hook point. All prices done is come up to near miss it. We might make a base down here and then we come back up. And in that scenario, you're just waiting for price to break that area, give us the push and the flag, and then you'd be in with like a 10-pip start playing the little range. You've got 3.5 to the low there on the 1 hour. And obviously, if it ends up breaking out a little bit, you turn to these lows, you're in a great position. So that's what I'm looking for on Aussie Kiwi. It's quite straightforward. Aussie dollar, go to the daily, sorry. So Aussie dollar, what can we see on Aussie dollar? So we know that we've got this high that we've pierced above here. Not the greatest price action on the daily. We had nice momentum, but then we've pulled back the majority of that move. And then what can we see here? I'm gonna have to drop to the 1 hour. So we can kind of see that we've tapped into these sort of little areas here, broke above, and now we're pushing down. But obviously, given the DXY and the fact it's been a bit indecisive at the moment, we don't know whether it's gonna continue to the upside with this momentum and the larger structure, or if this is gonna break down and give us that flag. If it breaks down and gives us that flag, then this is likely moving higher. So in terms of what I'm looking for here, so if we drop to the 15-minute, I think if we got like a very clear price game down, and you got something along the lines of that, like that's your 1, 2, 3, you can see it. I just want to size that up first. Yeah, 10 pips up's plenty. You could probably go a little bit tighter, maybe it's like a 9 today. You do get a 1-to-1 to lower that structure, and obviously the first target would be there for 3, so I'd probably be 8 for that. It's not the worst trade in the world, it's not the best. The sequence from the area just isn't the cleanest as well. On the 1 hour, you can see, what have we done? We've pushed down, haven't really rejected, well, we kind of retested the back end of this little correction, pulled all the way up, near missed the double top, and then pushed down again. Then we got our flag. That part was nice, so this part was decent. Then we got that sharp pullback, and then we've kind of created this V shape, but it kind of looks a bit more like this, where it could have broken out, and this could eventually be your double bottom to continue that move up. And why would it do that? Well, because this could be more of like a direct move. This becomes your pullback into these highs up here. So at the moment, I am okay not looking at Aussie dollar. I'd much prefer Aussie Kiwi over Aussie dollar at the moment. Euro Aussie, I remember this at the start of the week. So I had this high in weeks, so I was on the weekly. So on the daily, we had that nice bearish high test, which was looking really, really nice. Then on the 4 hour, wasn't the greatest bit of price action that made up that daily bearish high test. You can see here it's kind of pushed up, give us that larger, that 1 hour continuation pushed up quite correctively. On the 15-minute, you can actually make sense that it actually is just a 1, 2, 3, push down. Then you get your first continuation here, pushes down, and now it's just kind of become messy over here. I'm not interested in trading this at the moment, so I can leave that one off. Simple. Now euro dollar. All eyes on euro dollar at the moment. So what do we have? We know we've tagged this low. Price has pushed up. Not really with much momentum. It's quite correctively overall. Then we've tagged this area where we know we sold off quite aggressively, but we have failed to do so. And what are we doing? It looks like we're creating a large continuation, and you can see that there, and we are literally on the cusp of this hitting the area that we wanted to hit for a potential long. Now there's 2 plays that I'm looking for, and it's exactly the same as DXY. We break up, we get the flag, ideally above this little correction. We sit there with the long, easy game with a 10 pip stop, and you've got to the edge of that structure, you've got 7-1. Beautiful. Alternatively, we get a sign from the market, and this corrects. And we get that. And we can get in with a 10 pip stop there, and we can manage it to the low because we've got 1.7. And then we would be looking for price to kind of play into these areas down here, and like there you've got 9 to 1, so that it's this I really like, but it's key what happens next. I think after swaps it'll be key. Personally, I would prefer this setup because it would take longer and we would get it tomorrow London session, which is obviously majority of the time when euro dollar moves. But again, if we did push up and maybe like early hours of the morning after swaps, we get a flag sitting above there, 100% I'll be taking that as well. So euro dollar, fan of, really like. Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, I still think is decent. So of course we had this massive build up of volume here, and we were looking for this to break to the downside or break to the other side. It's broken to the upside. It's very clear, very obvious. You can see that on the daily, you can see on the 4 hour, you can see on the 1 hour. Volume, break above. Target, this high. What's it doing? Well, I was looking for price to play from here. It's more of like this sort of expanding two touch, but obviously we didn't get that. What have we got? Price has come down and now looks like it's creating a larger flag. So I will be looking for price to kind of come down into this area, and then again this is on the 1 hour, so I'll be looking for 15-minute entry or risk entry within the flag, and I'll be looking for something like that. I could probably get in with about 15 pips up, ideally, yeah, roughly around there. And then you've to this little area you've got 4, 5 to 1. To the edge of there you've got 6, and then obviously to the target you've got 10. It's not my favourite trade in the world, but it has confluence behind it. It makes sense. So if we got that, I'd be happy to take it. Dollar CAD was looking great today, but this has failed to give me the short, but that's fine. Again, just kind of looks like it's, so obviously we've had this massive build up of volume here, and then we've broken out, and then we're just creating loads of volume again. It kind of looks more like a 1, 2, 3, just like a slightly larger one. So what would I be looking for here? So obviously we know we've got that high in here. We know we've kind of near missed both areas, so this little area as well. So we need to come and fill that at some point. So we go down to the 1 hour. What have we got? So we have this kind of scoop. We scooped again, and then we scooped again, and then now we're scooping again. Is there a potential long that we could play here? So we haven't really rejected off anything significant. Obviously it would have been better if we rejected off this low down here, but we didn't. So would I look for a position here? Well, I would want to see price come up. If we got that, a very obvious 3 touch, and you can risk entry it, and your stops protecting that area. You've got 1.5 to that area, to the edge, so you can manage it. You got almost 4 to 1 to that high. Like, what is this saying that this couldn't just be a larger build-up of volume for it to break out? And if it doesn't, then we just come up, tap into this little area here, and you've managed to get out for 2 or 3%. So, interesting one. Not my favorite, but we are trading above there, and we're trading above there. Kind of if we retest it, it could be interesting. So I'm just going to highlight that one. Euro CAD, bit messy at the moment, I think. So I have my daily structure drawn in like this, and we had that really nice daily candle. I think it was at the end of last week, was it? Yeah, on Friday. And then obviously we had the nice momentum on the 4 hour. A little bit messy. There was a position that I missed in here. I was looking for this 1, 2, 3, and I was looking for a limit order and 50% of this candle, you would have got it with a 10. Would have got it for about 3. Yeah, 3% on that one. That's a missed position. Now, I had this area in. It's kind of, you can see on the 5 minutes, it's kind of got a little entry there where you've got the 2 touch and you've got this little 1, 2, 3. And you kind of could have taken that, but not my preferred position. I'm happy to stay out of it. At the moment, I'm not super interested just because this is becoming quite large now in comparison to this move, so I'm happy to leave that one alone. Pound CAD, not really interested in pound CAD. It's in an amazing area, phenomenal area, but we're trading above that high now. And you can kind of see, like we've got, you can see the structure. Go back to the daily, sorry. Kind of got that expanding, there's your middle section, but I think we're just a bit too early to the position here. Yeah, I'm happy to just allow this one to develop a little bbit more. Pound dollar mismanaged position on this. Was this a decent position? I got involved in here on the little 3 touch right there, and I go over the 10, and I should have been out for 3. Like I said, I was. Okay, accurate. Yeah, I should have been out for 3, but I instead got out for 1.3. Wait, profit is profit, but now pound dollar is interesting because we have technically near missed that by such a small margin, but we have near missed it. On the daily, it was near missed with a wick, so we didn't wick to, and we didn't wick through, and we didn't even wick to it. But price is selling off quite aggressively. Yeah, it's a really, really nice daily close. Oh, if we get the close, sorry. We still got an hour and 26 minutes left. Decent 4-hour momentum. You can see on the 1 hour. So what would I look for now? Just development, really. I would want to see price just slow down a little bit, and then we get something like that. You've got your 1, 2, 3. Makes sense. Yeah, we've near missed it, but very clear. And obviously we haven't really got any area that we need to worry about to the left hand side. That's any immediate area, I mean. And you're in with a 10 pip stop, and you've got 1.7ish, 1.8 there. 3 to that low, and obviously if it breaks out and hits down these targets, you're in a great position. So that I do like. It's decent, so I'm just going to flag that one as a wow. US 30 is just flying right now. Flying to that downside, which is beautiful. So we've got the high. You can see the momentum has been kicking in. That weekly momentum is stunning. On the 4 hour, there was a position right here that was really, really nice. Not classing it as a missed position, that was last week, at the end of last week, so there wasn't really a position in here. There just hasn't been a position on. You could argue there was this potential one, but I don't think you'd be taking that. As I was looking for price to come back up to there, and then we'd sell off. You could argue you've got this little 15-minute flag here, but I think you're just asking for trouble when you trade like that. Like you would take that position. Yeah, you wouldn't even take it on the 5, would you? It's more of a 15. You take that on the 15-minute, and it would play out. And you'd be at, you'd be sitting like 8, some silly percent, but not knowing that you've not taken the best trade in the world. Like 9%, max 12. Just wouldn't be taking it. Dollar Swiss. I really like dollar Swiss for the long, but it just hasn't given me an entry yet. I know there was one earlier today. So I was looking originally for an entry within this area here, but we didn't get one. And then price has come down, it's kind of tagged this sharp point there, and then we've pushed up. I mean, you can kind of see that we've had this sort of flag ignoring those wicks. We push up, we've pulled back. And that, yeah, now it's just gone back away. So it's become a little bit messy now, so I'm happy to kind of put that on the back burner. So just a quick run through. As a Kiwi is nice, just waiting for price to kind of come and fill into this hook point area. So good. Aussie dollar. I'll flag that one as well because I just let it develop, see if we get the flag. Euro Aussie, not as interested in that one. Euro dollar is probably the favourite. We've got two sort of players. We've got the flag here, or the break back up, and the flag to the long. Pound dollar is a potential long, but it's not my favourite. Dollar CAD potential long. Again, it's not the best in the board. I'd like to see if it can retest the back end of that. We could play into this high for 4%. EuroCAD, no thank you. I'll be waiting for the next continuations broken this area. PenCAD, nope, too early. Near miss, but if we get a solid flag, then I'm happily getting involved in that. US 30, just not giving the entries at the moment, but stay sharp, see if we get one. And dollar Swiss, I'm happy to put that on the back burner until we get something, maybe tomorrow if it develops, or on Friday. But that's it. Thank you very much.